Hey guys, it's Ian. I tried to make this video like 3 fucking times, and I kept getting interrupted, and it really sucks. So I'm going to try to make this as grouped together and, efficient and fast as possible. So basically, I'm going to start making a series of videos about weightlifting, fitness, etc., nutrition, because I've been getting a lot of questions and comments lately and stuff on Tumblr and in the gym asking Sorry, that was my cat. And asking how I've lost the weight that I've lost, how I've gotten the shape I've gotten. For one, I'm going to say this right off the bat, I am by no means in great shape. I would like to have more body mass, more muscle, lean body mass. I'd like to have a lower body fat percentage. That's why I'm in the middle of cutting. So I'm cutting right now because I'm having surgery with Dr. Garamoni on July 29th, and it always has better results, and he's able to make the cuts better and contour the chest better if you have a lower body fat percentage. So, that aside, the main focus I'm going to make this video on, so I don't ramble on for 50 minutes about a whole bunch of shit, is weight loss, since that's what I've been getting questions about. Basically, to start out, I don't believe in fad diets. You spend shit tons of money, you don't need to do that. Jenny Craig, Atkins, juicing, all that shit. If it works for you, great, works for you. But this is how the body mainly works and how you will lose weight, spending the least amount of money and not doing all this bullshit that you don't need to do. So, first you figure out your maintenance calories. This is your TDEE. It stands for total daily expenditure something or other. I probably should have looked up what that actually stands for before I started the video. But basically, it is the amount of calories your body uses on a daily basis. The base metabolic rate of calories that your body needs to survive on a daily basis, and plus the amount of calories that you use in your daily activities. I personally do If It Fits Your Macros diet. I don't like calling it a diet, it's a way of eating. And they actually have a TDEE calculator on their website, so I may put a link to that after I post this, and it's iifym.com. So basically, first you go in the calculator. You put in your height, your weight, your age, your gender. I do stress, if you are pre-T, put female, because the body uses a different amount of calories depending on whether or not you are a testosterone-based system or an estrogen-based system. When you're on testosterone or a cis male, they use more calories just because we generally have a higher amount of lean body mass as muscle, and just because men generally have a faster metabolic rate. So if you are pre-T, you must put in female if you want any kind of accurate number. So, for example, I'm 5'1", I'm 21 years old, and I'm 128 pounds. It calculates my TDEE to be about 2,100 calories based on my activity level. This number is not absolute, it's not exact. The only way you are going to find your exact maintenance calories is by testing with your caloric ranges week by week and seeing if the scale changes, basically. But it is a fairly accurate number. I'd say plus minus 100. If I can say that, it's probably within that range of accuracy. To lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. That means you need to eat less calories than that number suggests. To lose a pound a week, you would subtract about 500 from that number for every day. If you want to lose 2 pounds a week, you would subtract about 1,000, and that turns out to about per week, that's about how much muscle, or how much weight you will lose. Now that is not just fat. If you're not eating the proper macros, which I'll get into after I talk about just the basics, you are putting yourself in a position to lose muscle mass too. And sure, you may lose 30 pounds, but would you rather 30 pounds of that Or would you rather 20 pounds of that be fat and 10 pounds of that be muscle? Or would you rather that be 20 pounds of muscle and 10 pounds of fat? Personally, I would like to keep my lean body mass that I have. Otherwise, you're going to look anorexic by the time you do get down to the body fat percentage you want to be at. So, moving on, the most they generally recommend that you lose a week is about 2 pounds. That's going to vary. You can lose more, but you're putting yourself more at risk to lose more of that lean body mass, which you really don't want to do. So, the main thing is that you are in a caloric deficit. If you are in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. Now, there may be a week that you lose nothing. There may be 2 weeks you lose nothing. 3 weeks you lose nothing. Weight loss is not linear. The key is staying consistent. If you go 4 or 5 weeks and you are still not losing any weight, there's no changes, you need to recalculate your calories, because as you lose weight, that maintenance level will drop, and as you gain weight, it will increase. And just refigure out your baseline, refigure out what calories you should be eating. And I cannot stress enough getting a food scale and weighing exactly everything that you are eating. It will seem tedious at first. You can use MyFitnessPal. That's what I use. It's a great app on the phone. It's totally free. And you basically just, you weigh your food. You can scan it if it's got a barcode. It'll say the serving size. Just put it in. It is an awesome app. I highly recommend it. So that's basically that. I'll get into weighing food and nutrition and stuff in another video because I don't want to stress, I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. So the second thing is macros. You want to hit your macros. Your macros, or macronutrients, macros for short. There's micronutrients such as, vitamin A, it's all your vitamins, your minerals, your iron, your calcium, that stuff. Your macronutrients are your protein, your carbs, and your fats. The most important for maintaining your muscle and building muscle if you're in a caloric surplus, unless you're a complete newbie, side note, you will not gain muscle, or if you do, it will be very, very little while you are in a deficit. It is just really not possible. So the main thing you should focus on is keeping the muscle you have. So you want to hit, they usually say between 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That is your most important. So for example, I weigh 128 pounds, I get at least 128 grams of protein per day, or that is what I try to hit. The least I'll usually hit is like 115. So I can't stress that enough. Next important is fat. Eating fats will not make you fat. You can eat total junk food on this diet, but let me get to that. Fats you want to hit about 0.4 grams per pound of body weight. I'm not going to calculate that in my head right now, but for me, I try to get between 40 and 60 grams of fat per day. The rest, fill in with carbs. Carbs are the only non-essential macronutrient. So hit your protein, hit your fats, fill the rest of your calories with carbs. But of course, you can go above that protein, you can go above that fat, you can go really low carb. I'm not going to talk about it this time, but just hit your protein, hit your fat, hit those minimums. That's the most important thing. The second thing, if you want to keep your lean body mass along with the macros, lift heavy. But that's another thing I'm not going to get into, because to lose weight, you do not technically need to exercise, and you don't need to do cardio, you don't need to lift. If you purely want to lose weight and you don't care about keeping your lean body mass and you just want to get down to a certain weight, nutrition is key. And as far as anything goes, nutrition is 90% of the battle. So that's basically that. That's a real basic rundown. So just for me, I eat about between 1,000 and 1,200 calories a day. And that's how I've succeeded. I've been cutting for 6 weeks so far, from about 24% body fat to I'm sitting at probably around 16-17% body fat right now. And then I want to cut down more until July to about 10 to 12. I'll probably hit my goal before then. That's fine. So then I'll just maintain my weight. I will not bulk. So that I'm in, peak shape for surgery. So that's basically that. I'm not really going to get into anything else. It's basics. and I'll probably make some other videos depending on what people ask, you know, comments, etc. If I need to elaborate on things, or somebody, you know, doesn't necessarily agree with what I'm saying, you know, post a comment, back it up with some sources, explain why you don't agree. Or if you have just questions in general, something that you feel that I kind of touched on but you have more questions about, feel free to ask me. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'll do what I can to help. So that's it for now, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.